The first emperor and the Great Wall. When Chen Zhang became the emperor of all China in 221 BC, he changed his name. From now on, he would be known as Shi Huangdi. In Chinese, this name means first emperor. Chen Zhang, now called Shi Huangdi, wanted his subjects to remember his power every time they spoke his name. One day, Shi Huangdi sat on his throne thinking about his new empire. He had been careful to stamp out rebellion inside his borders. All of his enemies lived near his palace, and Shi Huangdi had sent his soldiers to guard them and to report on all their activities. He had burned the books that might encourage his people to rebel. He was safe from revolt. But his kingdom wasn't secure yet. Outside the borders of China, ferocious tribes roved through the wild mountains and plains of the north. For years, these northern barbarians had attacked the warring states, trying to take over their land. They were the earliest of the tribes, which were later called Mongols. The Mongols rode swift horses and shot arrows with deadly precision. So some of the warring states had built walls to keep the Mongols out. These walls were still standing, but parts of them had crumbled away into dust, and between the walls were huge gaps. The Mongols could come through those gaps at any time. Shi Huangdi thought, they could sweep down and take over parts of my empire. How can I protect China from the Mongols? If only I could build a wall along the whole northern side of my empire. Then Shi Huangdi had an idea, a stupendous, incredible idea. Perhaps I can build a wall along China's northern border, he exclaimed. A wall thousands of miles long. A great wall. So Shi Huangdi summoned his architects and builders. All along the northern part of my empire, he told them, old walls are falling down. I want to repair these walls. And then I want to build a new wall, connecting all the old walls together into one huge barrier that will keep the Mongols out of my kingdom. But Emperor, the architects and builders protested, there is not enough stone in the far reaches of your kingdom to build a great wall. Then think of another way to do it, Shi Huangdi ordered. The builders and architects labored for weeks, trying to think of a way to build the wall in places where stone was scarce. Finally, they discovered a way. The builders made a wooden frame as high as a man's waist and as wide as a wall. They set this frame upon the ground and filled it with loose dirt. Then workers stamped and packed the earth until it was only 4 inches high and as hard as concrete. They lifted the frame up, set it on top of the packed dirt, and filled it again. They could build a dirt wall as hard as stone, 4 inches at a time. When Shi Huangdi saw the dirt wall, he was pleased. Now it's time to build, he commanded. And he ordered thousands and thousands of men out to work on the Great Wall. He sent peasants who had no choice but to obey. He sent his enemies and his prisoners out to work on the wall, forcing them to labor day and night. He declared that every grown man in China must work on the wall for 1 month out of the year. And he sent his armies out to guard the workers from attack as they built the wall. For years, the people of China worked to finish the wall. They built up over mountain ridges and down into valleys. As the wall grew higher and higher, they were forced to haul dirt up to the top in small baskets. It took days and days to complete even one section of the wall. When Shi Hongdi died, the wall was still unfinished. But over the next few hundred years, each Chinese emperor who came to the throne sent men to work on the wall. Guard towers were built every few miles so that watchmen on top could see the Mongols coming long before they reached the wall. Brick and rock reinforcements were added to the dirt sections. Eventually, the wall was almost 3,000 miles long, almost long enough to reach from one side of the United States to the other. Today, long stretches of the Great Wall of China still stand. Although some parts of it have collapsed, others are still strong and high enough to walk along. People come from all over the world to walk on the Great Wall of China.